Today on OC News.
Following days of economic uncertainty, President Trump announces a 90-day pause on tariffs.
Fullerton City Council initiates a potential ban on non-governmental publications.
And Volkswagen recalls an Audi model due to software errors.
All this and more on OC News.
Just now in tech news, first responder on
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts over the years.
Blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now.
Hello and welcome to OC News. My name is Janet Huereca.
And my name is Connor Raleigh. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
On Saturday, April 5th, people from cities across the United States, including San Francisco, Chicago, and Washington, took to the streets to protest and the hands-off protests. These protests were held in an effort to speak out against President Donald Trump and Elon Musk. The pro-democracy movement that started the protest referred to Trump's second administration as a hostile takeover, an attack on American rights and freedoms. There are currently plans for another nationwide hands-off protest on April 19th.
Donald Trump continued to make news this morning, providing a substantial update on his tariff policies, which have received heavy backlash. Last week, Donald Trump announced a wide range of international tariffs in what he referred to as Liberation Day. This morning, Trump announced a 90-day pause on the tariffs. This led to a surge in the stock market today, much to the relief of the New York Stock Exchange and concerned Americans. Though the market might be up today, Trump also announced that he has increased tariffs on China to 125% immediately. China is expected to retaliate.
This week, I took a look at how the increase in prices due to looming tariff hikes are turning a fun hobby into an expensive one.
Everyone loves a good mystery, especially those contained in a box. The suspense and excitement of purchasing mystery figurines is the latest craze taking social media by storm.
I think it's like a fun thing to do for all of us. We come after school. It brings out your inner child. Like, it's super cute, and like to be excited over something so small is really fun.
Pop Mart, a Chinese toy company, largely contributed to the rise of blind boxes. Their items' unique designs incentivize people to search for specific items, allowing small business owners to create a community.
We started on TikTok, and it's very much community-based. For us, we have a trading system in place. It's not about people spending all their money. It's more about the joy that these collectibles bring people.
The thrill of collecting blind boxes can potentially cost up to 20% more due to the tariffs being placed on Chinese imports.
And we've been getting hit with tariffs for, I think, 2 months now. Obviously, the monetary loss of the taxes are affecting us as a small business. But for me, I think it's more letting people down.
If tariffs continue to increase, collectors may consider buying secondhand or trading, both cheaper alternatives than paying for shipping costs on imports or buying from resellers.
I think it will affect us in a sense of like coming as often. I wouldn't say entirely not coming at all, but definitely not getting the amount that we usually get.
With the state of the economy being everything but fun and games, it leaves consumers reconsidering how they shop. Reporting for OC News, I'm Janet Huereca.
Following Trump's new tariffs, unexpected outcomes have resulted in the stock market beginning to plummet, causing a panic for many investors. Andrea Restrepo has more.
Today we will be talking about the plummeting stock market due to Trump's new tariffs. Let's ask a stock expert and a student and get some more insight. Should you buy or should you sell? Let's find out.
The current state of the stock market, I think, has been mainly affected due to Trump's tariffs and all the fear and all the uncertainty going around. And one thing the stock market does not like is surprises. So as time goes on and all these tariffs and all these negotiations get situated, I think we'll see a clearer direction for the stock market.
The recent stock market crash was triggered by President Donald Trump's decision to impose high taxes, called tariffs, on goods imported from other countries. The goal was to encourage people to buy more American-made products by making foreign goods more expensive. However, this move led to several unintended consequences. As a result, major stock indices like the Dow Jones and S&P 500 experienced significant drops, reflecting the market's reaction to these trade policies. In essence, the tariffs aimed to protect American industries but ended up causing widespread economic concerns and a sharp decline in stock market values.
It's pretty scary to invest in the stock market or crypto or whatever you're investing in, but as our age, you're investing long term, and it's a good opportunity to buy right now with the dip. It's going low pretty quickly. But as someone that's like in their 70s and retiring, it's pretty scary to see their like 401k dropping pretty quickly. But as a student and being like our age, it's beneficial in a way because you're holding long term. You're not just buying right now and selling in like a week. You're going to buy, and over time, you'll see the stock market, it always goes up with some dips along the way. So, I mean, it's normal. I mean, this is a big dip, so it's pretty scary to invest. But you know what they say, buy low, sell high.
This is Andrea Restrepo reporting for OC News.
The Fullerton City Council voted to implement a new plan that bans non-governmental publications from being distributed in public spaces. Raylene DeLeo has more on the story.
The Fullerton City Council voted to limit the distribution of non-governmental publications in city facilities, a move that has sparked controversy among local journalists.
My initial thoughts was, okay, this is crazy. This is hectic. I think for most of us, we didn't expect the City Council to do something like this.
The vote passed 4-1, with Councilmember Ahmad Zara opposing the measure. The policy will restrict non-government publications, like the Daily Titan and the Fullerton Observer, from being displayed in places like City Hall, libraries, and community centers.
I have a lot of friends that are majoring in journalism, and so it was really sad to hear the news, just because I know they're really passionate about what they do, and they put so much time and creativity into their work.
I'm standing in front of Fullerton City Hall, where council members voted to limit the display of non-government materials, which can cause a significant impact on local media organizations. Advocates say it's about maintaining neutrality in public spaces. Critics argue that this could suppress free expression.
Everything's kind of up in the air right now, but in terms of support, students have gone to the Student Press Law Center. I know plenty of people who have already contacted them before in previous times, just for simple legal guidance on what to do and how to handle things.
In a statement, the Student Press Law Center said, if the ban is imposed equally to all non-government publications, it's likely lawful. The only other inroad to a legal challenge could be if a publication could demonstrate that the ordinance was created to retaliate for specific speech they might have published. The policy is set to be implemented soon, but whether it will stand up to legal challenges remains to be seen. This is Raylene DeLeo with OC News.
This policy will definitely impact the way Fullerton residents get their news.
Coming up after the break, we will continue our coverage on this new policy. The Daily Titan Editor-in-Chief, Emily Wilson, will join us live in studio.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. But not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
my dad showcased a sense of love that I never had before. It felt like it was something that I've always wanted. I mean, he's not only my parent, like he's like my best friend.
Learn about adopting a teen at adoptuskids.org.
Today we are joined by the editor-in-chief at the Daily Titan, Emily Wilson. Thank you for being here, Emily.
Thank you for having me.
So, how is this policy going to affect the Daily Titan's day-to-day operations?
Honestly, not a whole lot. We publish a print edition every week, and we distribute it to over 40 locations. This will only affect 2 to 3 of our locations. We're still going to cover City Council, we're still going to cover Fullerton. However, this is a symbolic message from the City Council saying, hey, we don't want your content on city property, and that's what we take issue with.
Wow. So what role do you think the local newspapers play for those who don't use the internet?
I think they play a massive role. We, along with the Fullerton Observer, we're really the only 2 papers that are distributed on city property. In my opinion, the Fullerton Observer tends to be a little biased, a little left-leaning. And in my opinion, the Daily Titan kind of is the only newspaper that covers Fullerton City Council objectively. And so therefore, citizens would be losing access to journalism, to fair journalism on city property. It's making it harder for them without internet to access our print edition. And it's just honestly a bummer for those residents.
Wow, very interesting. Do you believe that this policy threatens free speech or press freedom?
I think it definitely threatens press freedom. The Daily Titan has been distributing on city property for years. The Fullerton Observer, something like 40 years. And this policy really came out of nowhere, in my opinion. And then in terms of free speech, I'll put it like the city council members put it. They want to restrict us to a free speech area in the library. That's the terminology they used. So they're saying, hey, free speech is important, but only in this one area.
Wow, that's very weird. Yeah. So, we know that this policy isn't officially been voted through yet, and has Daily Titan been feeling these effects?
We've been feeling the effects, again, kind of symbolically. It's tough to cover Fullerton City Council. We actually divided our efforts, so myself and then my colleagues, Ruben Montoya, Brian Jimenez, and Luis Vizcaino, we worked on an editorial that went up on Monday where we basically denounced the policy, we shared our opinion. Isaiah Malari and our news editor, Michelle King, they worked on the news side. So we've had, in the past week or so, we've had to plan our efforts really strategically to in order to kind of still have integrity, still cover it with integrity.
Yeah, I'm sure that probably wasn't the best news when you guys first got that.
Yeah, over spring break too.
So if you could say one thing directly to Fullerton City Council about this policy, what would it be?
It would be just reconsider the policy. You know, one of the city council members who voted to enact this ban, she's a professor at Cal State Fullerton. I want her to support student journalism. I want her to support her constituents. And whatever they say, whatever they try to tell you, like we support student journalism, if they're really going forward with this policy, then they don't. No matter what they tell you, they're not supporting student journalism. So I would just urge them to reconsider the policy and really think about the message that this is sending, not only to student journalists, but to journalists in the area.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Well, thank you for joining us, Emily. We appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and sharing your thoughts with us.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Of course. Coming up after another short break, COVID tests are getting harder to obtain and a Lakers star turning into a doll? Stay tuned.
What does it take to discover the greatness within you? It takes resilience.
When I first got to Cal State Fullerton, I felt lost. Then I found my community. It was like a caring family cheering me on.
I wasn't sure about being a chemist. My professors showed me I could.
People believed in me here, and I learned to believe in myself.
Discover the resilience within you at Cal State Fullerton.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way, my kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff. Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
It looks like things are starting to heat up. Here's Relene De Leo with more for our weekly weather report.
Thanks, Janet. After a week of sunny weather, it looks like we're on for a week of heat. Now let's take a look at the current temperatures. For the weather today in Fullerton, we currently have a temperature of 83 degrees with a low of 54 degrees. Wind gusts are up to 8 miles per hour with humidity of 34%. Our sunrise this morning was at 6:26 a.m. and our sunset this evening will be at 7:18 p.m. As for our 5-day forecast heading into the weekend, starting off with Thursday, we'll enjoy another sunny with a high of 85 and a low of 57. Friday will bring more sunshine with a high of 84 and a low of 58. As we head into Saturday, expect cloudy skies with a high of 82 and a low of 56. Sunday will be sunny again with temperatures reaching 77 during the day and cooling down to 53 at night. Finally, Monday brings more clouds with a high of 72 and a low of 52. That's your forecast. Stay tuned for the latest updates and enjoy upcoming week. Back to you guys at the desk.
A roof collapsed at a popular nightclub in the Dominican Republic early Tuesday morning, killing over 100 people. It happened at a popular nightclub, the Jet Set, in Santo Domingo. Among those killed were former MLB players Octavio Dotel and Tony Blanco, as well as other well-known artists and politicians. The club was about 1 hour into its high-profile Merengue Monday party when the collapse occurred. The police are still currently searching through the rubble of the roof, looking for survivors. The cause of the collapse is not known.
The government's free COVID-19 distribution program has stopped accepting orders, impacting access to at-home COVID-19 testing. Our reporter, Delilah Gruba, has the details.
As of Monday, March 10th, the government's free test distribution program, covidtest.gov, is no longer accepting orders. While new COVID tests are unavailable for shipment, the exception to this is tests ordered before 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on March 9th. The distribution program began in 2021, the same year of which saw the highest number of COVID-19 associated deaths. Since the program's establishment, more than 900 million free COVID tests have been sent out to households across the U.S., with an additional 900 million being distributed through community centers like food banks, nursing homes, and public libraries. Current information on COVID-19 epidemic trends indicate that COVID is still evolving amidst seasonal surges and new variants, with health officials continuing to urge testing, vaccinations, and precautions to limit the spread of the virus.
We can't just kind of pretend that COVID never happened. It doesn't exist anymore. It still does. And we still need widespread availability of testing so that when you feel those symptoms, you can take that test and know, do I need to stay home? Do I need to wear a mask in public for a week? All of those things that we were doing before, we need to keep doing those.
That was Mayor Pro Tem of Fullerton, Shauna Charles, emphasizing the need for vigilance and community care in navigating the ongoing concerns surrounding COVID. Those wishing to get low-cost COVID tests may be able to buy them over the counter for $12 to $24 at a local pharmacy. Students at Cal State Fullerton can also access COVID-19 testing through the school's Titan Med program, which offers test kits and other health resources. This is Delilah Grubaugh signing off, OC News.
The record books have been reset lately in the world of sports. From milestone goals to crowning new champs, fans are witnessing history almost every day. Here's Peter Gibbs with more.
That's right. We're seeing new names being etched into history almost every day. Let's dive right into it. It took over 30 years for someone to break the record for most career goals set by Wayne Gretzky. On Sunday, the Great One was surpassed by the Great Eight, Alex Ovechkin. With 894 goals to his name, Ovechkin and the Washington Capitals took on the New York Islanders in front of a sold-out UBS Arena. Trying to prevent the record was netminder Ilya Sorokin, whom Ovechkin had never scored on before. However, with 12 minutes 34 seconds left in the second period, winger Tom Wilson sent a cross-ice pass to a wide-open Ovechkin, firing a wrister past Sorokin and diving right into center ice where he was mobbed by his teammates. You see, Wayne Gretzky, he was there to offer his support as well, and he ended up helping out his team and being there for the ceremony that ensued right after with Ovechkin. For the last 2 years, the Yukon Huskies won the men's March Madness tournament. On Sunday, the women's team attempted to capture the title for itself. To do so, the Huskies would have to dethrone the reigning champion, South Carolina Gamecocks. In a star-studded matchup featuring two Hall of Fame coaches, the Huskies and Gamecocks squared off Sunday in Tampa, Florida. Both sides came out firing to start the game, but Yukon slowly began to pull away, taking a 10-point lead into the half. Husky guard Ozzie Fudd led the scorers at the break, and she continued her dominance into the third quarter, ending with 24 points and giving her squad an insurmountable lead. The Gamecocks never found their rhythm, and Yukon poured it on in the fourth, winning the championship by a final of 82-59. With the victory, Yukon head coach Gino Auriemma secured his record-setting 12th championship, all of those with the Huskies. For the men's tournament, it seems that the fairy godmother never cast a spell on Cinderella, with the Final Four being all one seeds for just the second time ever. After the Florida Gators defeated Auburn and the Houston Cougars came back to defeat Duke, the stage was set for the title game. In a back-and-forth battle, defense reigned supreme. Only 59 points were scored in the first half, and that trend continued into the second frame. Both teams ended the night shooting under 40% from the field and under 25% from beyond the arc. However, chaos ensued in the final few seconds. Trailing by 2, Houston guard Emmanuel Sharp never got a shot off before the buzzer, and in a dramatic finish, Florida wins this one 65-63, securing the program's third title in team history. Finally, in celebration of their World Series victory, the Dodgers visited the White House Monday before their East Coast road trip against the Nationals. Ahead of their game in Washington Monday night, the Boys in Blue visited the nation's capital to be honored for their championship victory last October. There was speculation that star Mookie Betts and manager Dave Roberts might skip the ceremony due to past comments when President Trump was previously in office. However, all the big names were in attendance, and the president even spoke highly about the Dodgers skipper, calling Roberts one of the greatest managers to wear Dodger blue. The event concluded with pitcher Clayton Kershaw presenting Trump with a jersey that featured the last name Trump on the back. The Dodgers defeated the New York Yankees in 5 games last fall. Well, Connor, I got to say, I'm sorry about Vanderbilt losing in the men's tournament, but Janet, congrats on picking UConn for winning the women's tournament. That's all I got. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Peter. It was definitely a long time coming for the Huskies. Coming up after a short commercial break, Audi has issued a recall due to tech issues.
And Food Wine Festival has come to Disneyland with a variety of dishes for guests to try.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You can ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's so good. If you think you should check in, yeah, you should.
Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us. That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu.
We don't have time for delays.
Ready! We don't have time for spills.
Next.
We don't have time for setbacks. Let's be real.
Getting the flu shot
helps you fight the flu.
Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
STEM is precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to learn the difference between sedimentary and metamorphic rock. Go find those rocks. Dare to keep daring. Dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
One of America's top-performing car brands issued a mass recall after recent technical issues. This morning, Volkswagen announced that it will be recalling 40,000 Audi vehicles due to a recently discovered software issue, the technical glitch, which could result in this vehicle's instrument panels shutting down, applies to 14 models. The company received over 2,000 complaints about the issue, none of which resulted in crashes or injuries. All of the models affected were made in 2021, and owners can get the problem fixed free of charge.
California food culture has many different working parts. A perfect way to show this would be a festival celebrating that. Daniel Tinoco has more on the story.
One of the most famous celebrations of food is happening at Disneyland. California Adventure Food and Wine Festival showcases the different cuisines in our state, giving everyone a chance to taste them.
I think it's important that Disneyland does these food wine festivals because it gets younger audiences introduced to new culture, so they're able to appreciate it at a young age, and also Disney it collects so many people from all around the world.
The food festivities offer many kinds of drinks and food items that are tied to different cultures. One of the many food cultures in California revolves around the Hispanic culture, whose population in California sits around 40%.
Hispanic dishes such as this birria mac and cheese and other dishes have made a huge impact on the California food culture. Disney attendee Sage Canorio had this to say about the cuisine as well as what it means for representation.
I think just as like a California resident and somebody who is Hispanic, I think it's just really cool to be able to like walk around, see what the menu items are, and like kind of feel like seen a little bit. Like there does happen to be like a large population of Hispanics in California, so when I saw like the Hispanic food like birria or things like that, I think like it does make us feel like seen.
The Food and Wine Festival exposes a broad audience to the foods of California. It ends on April 21st, so time is running out to tantalize your taste buds. This is Daniel Tinoco with OC News.
2025 is expected to be one of the biggest years for the movies in a long time. Our entertainment anchor Alex Heitman has more on a movie that was recently released and some that are coming later in the year. Take it away, Alex.
Thanks, guys. We have a lot of entertainment news to cover, so let's get right to it. A nostalgic childhood video game has been turned into a movie and is in theaters near you. A Minecraft movie released in theaters this week and is already making history in multiple different ways. The film had the highest earning opening week of 2025, making $313 million globally. This makes it the highest opening week film of 2025. This also makes it the largest video game adaptation of all time, surpassing the 2023 Super Mario Bros. Movie. The film features popular actors such as Jason Momoa, Jennifer Coolidge, and childhood legend Jack Black. In other film news, the full trailer for Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning has released and it looks just as intense as always. 7 movies later, the well-loved action thriller Mission Impossible series is coming to a close. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning is releasing next month on May 23rd. The film is taking a different approach, with the main villain of the film being artificial intelligence, otherwise known as AI. Tom Cruise says that he's performed all the stunts in the film once again, and let's just say, if I'm 62 years old, I don't plan on hanging off the side of flying planes. Do you need someone to save the day? Well, Superman can, but Clark can't? That's right, the highly anticipated James Gunn film, Superman: Dawn of Tomorrow, has just dropped another trailer at CinemaCon, and it is set to hit theaters on July 11th. This marks the most eagerly awaited Superman film since The Man of Steel in 2013. Fans are buzzing with excitement over James Gunn's return to the DC Universe, especially after his success with some of the best Marvel films of all time, The Guardians of the Galaxy. That's all I have for you in the entertainment side of things. Back to you guys at the desk.
LeBron is a trailblazer on and off the court, setting records what seems like every other night. But this next step might be the most unexpected yet. The doll. The first Ken doll to be made in the likeness of another professional athlete will capture the Lakers' star fashion sense, including an LJ varsity jacket and a LeBron James Family Foundation t-shirt. The doll will also be an inch taller than the standard Ken doll to help communicate James' 6'9" height. Man, I wish that doll was life-sized.
I'm sure there are other LeBron James fans thinking the exact same thing. That's all for OC News. Thank you for watching. My name is Janet Huereca.
And my name is Connor Raleigh. Our next show is in a few moments. In the meantime, follow us on social media at OC News CSUF and at Titan TV CSUF. Stay tuned.